Now for the biggest stories of the week. Amber, Hari, watch the clips. Tell me, what is the story?
Okay, this is our best friend, and that is a map.
Strait of Hormuz.
The doors are closed. So I'm just gonna say this story is about how everyone hates us, and they're right.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yes, the story is Donald Trump goes to war with the world, and people abroad are not fans of it. But how's it going here at home?
If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You're a worthless pile of
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
The most honest person in America. 3 times.
Now, as the war continues, President Trump seems perpetually surprised that Iran is actually fighting back during a war. So now Trump, a man who seems to burn bridges while he's only halfway across the bridge, has finally realized, oh dear, I need help from other countries. How's that getting help from other countries going?
Yeah, apparently when you do stuff without asking people, they don't want to help you afterwards.
Here's Dana Bash with how some of our allies responded.
Germany, this war has nothing to do with NATO. It's not NATO's war. UK, we will not be drawn into the wider war. Italy is not part of the conflict. Australia, we will not be sending a ship to the Strait of Hormuz. Japan, we are proceeding with consideration.
We are considering is Japanese for fuck you.
When Trump met with the Japanese Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, what happened in the meeting?
He thought it would be a great idea to make a joke about bombing Pearl Harbor.
Why didn't you tell U.S. allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran?
We didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
To be fair, he got some laughs in the room.
He got like 2 groans.
I'll take it.
Also love, he did the joke, it bombed, and then he goes, right?
The ladies know what I'm talking about, right?
He made the attack without telling the other countries, because normally in war, you go, hey, I'm gonna go over there and punch him in the face, make sure you got my back. But Trump, instead, punched people in the face, and then came back and go, hey, I just punched him in the face. Would you mind helping me fight him? Here he is hedging his bets.
We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them. But it's interesting. I'm almost doing it in some cases, not because we need them, but because I want to find out how they react.
Oh, he's going through the stages of grief. That's denied.
According to Trump, it'll be, quote, very bad for the future of NATO if they don't help us.
He's gonna bomb NATO.
Yeah. He's going to bomb the hell out of NATO.
Britain's former chief of the defense staff doesn't want NATO to get pulled into this war.
NATO was created as a, underlined 4 times, defensive alliance. It was not an alliance that was designed for one of the allies to go on a war of choice and then oblige everybody else to follow.
Is that red thing his heart rate?
So now Trump's in a bit of a pickle. He started a war that no one wants to help in, and there's no clear way out of that war. But Trump is a scrappy guy who's always overcome adversity, and he's overcome adversity all by himself. He doesn't need people. Is Donald Trump a self-made man? The truth of the matter is that Donald Trump sees himself as self-made. In 2015, he was asked this question at an election town hall.
With the exception of your family, have you ever been told no?
It has not been easy for me. And, you know, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
The only thing he made himself was that color.
That's great.
From the very moment Donald Trump has started in business, there has always been somebody there to bail him out when he failed, and he has failed a lot. In fact, Wikipedia has a whole category called Businesses of Donald Trump That Went Bankrupt. And it has 24 separate pages. Question to the panel, what is your favorite failed Donald Trump business?
I like the Trump Taj Mahal going down. That was always a big one.
The casino, the Atlantic City.
Yeah, because on behalf of India, fuck you.
Well, of all the failed Trump businesses, there was this one.
The Sharper Image is one of my favorite stores. with fantastic products of all kinds. That's why I'm thrilled they agree with me. Trump steaks are the world's greatest steaks, and I mean that in every sense of the word.
How many senses of the word are there?
The bigger question is, why are you buying a steak at an electronics store? According to the former CEO of Sharper Image, quote, "We literally sold almost no steak." In every sense of the word. So the man who failed at casinos, failed at hotels, failed at steaks has gotten us into a war that he promised he would never start, and now he's resorting to what he always does when things aren't going his way. He blames other people. Does anyone know which one of our allies Trump threw under the bus on Wednesday night?
He posted this long Truth Social rant about Israel bombing an oil and gas field that was jointly owned by Qatar and Iran, and Qatar is a U.S. ally, and he said Israel will never do that again, and Qatar, we're not going to bomb any more oil and gas fields, and tisk tisk. Shame on you.
That is correct. Points to you, Ari. It was Israel. Wednesday night on Truth Social, Trump posted, quote, "Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility in Iran. The United States knew nothing about this particular attack."
This particular.
You know how bad it's got to be for Trump to distance himself from you? He's still kicking with Rudy Giuliani. So Trump is cornered. He's alienated his allies, angered his supporters, and even some of his own staff won't back him up. There's only one option. Here's the president on Wednesday.
I wonder what would happen if we, quote, finished off what's left of the Iranian terror state and let the countries that use it, we don't, be responsible for the so-called Strait. That would get some of our non-responsive allies in gear and fast, President DJT.
He misspelled straight.
Maybe it's like a Gulf of America type situation.
Right.
Yeah. So from now on, that will be how it is spelled.
Michael and Ari, watch the clip. Tell me, what is the story?
Capitol Hill.
Okay. Oh, that's that guy, Bruce Wayne.
Markwayne Mullin.
I'm going to go with Bruce Wayne. And then Cruella DeVille.
Yes, of course. Kash Patel.
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel went to the Capitol, and like all meetings with Trump officials, talking to congresspeople, it did not go well.
The story is, while Trump's focus is on other countries, the Senate was focused on domestic matters this last week at the confirmation hearing for Trump's nominee to head up the Department of Homeland Security, Senator Markwayne Mullin. Looked like a business casual woodchuck right there.
He says there's going to be 3 more weeks of winter.
Yeah, hey, what, there's going to be 3 more weeks of winter. Confirmation hearing is to hold a prospective appointee's feet to the fire. And there's nobody better to do the scrutinizing than Iowa Senator Joni Ernst.
I am going to say to the president, I am really upset that he has made your nomination. Why? Because I will be losing from the Senate one of the best friends that I have here, truly.
Siri, play End of the Road by Boyz II Men. One person really seemed to lead the charge against Senator Mullin in the hearing. Which Republican was it?
Was it Rand Paul?
The only senator who asked his barber to make him look like the dude from The Bear. Look at that haircut. Senator Paul gave a hard no vote against Mullin, adding, quote, "I think there are anger issues."
You did many interviews in which you justified the violence as historically justified by precedents, such as caning and dueling.
What I was simply pointing out is some of the rules that still apply to this body. For instance, dueling with 2 consenting adults is still there. I was pointing out what is still
illegal
acceptable.
for 170 years. There's no precedent for legal dueling.
We should bring back dueling.
But only between 2 consenting adults.
Question, does anyone know where Rand and Markwayne's conflicts began?
When Rand Paul's neighbor beat the shit out of him, and then Markwayne Mullin said to Rand Paul, "You asshole, you probably deserved it."
Point! Yes, indeed. Rand Paul's beef with Markwayne goes all the way back to 2017 after Rand was assaulted by his neighbor in a property line dispute. After that, Markwayne repeatedly told a group of voters that he understood completely why his neighbor might want to attack Senator Paul.
I don't know the details of this dispute with a neighbor, but I've lived in Washington and covered politics long enough to be able to say he is, let's just say, not one of the most beloved senators on Capitol Hill.
Why?
Well, I think you might want to ask his neighbor.
There seems to be another element of Markwayne's past that is coming back to haunt him right now. What part of Mullin's backstory is still being brought into question?
He was a stripper.
No. What would be Markwayne Mullin's stripper name?
Markwayne Full-On?
What?
Markwayne instead of Mullin, full-on, like a full-on.
Like a boner?
Like a boner, yes.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Earlier this month, Markwayne went on Fox News to defend our attacks on Iran, and he said this.
War is ugly. It smells bad, and if anybody's ever been there and been able to smell the war that's happened around you and taste it and feel it in your nostrils and hear it, it's something that you'll never forget.
Fact check true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But can you taste it? Can you taste the war?
I personally have never tasted it, but maybe he's been in wars that I haven't covered as a journalist, so I'm not gonna yuck his yum.